Hi Porcelain Brunette fans, this video is my 10-minute smoky eye, or at least I hope it finishes in 10 minutes. It's usually how long it takes me. I've started with a moisturized face, and I'm going to first put some concealer. This is NC20 Studio Finish Concealer from MAC, and I'm using their 190 brush to apply it under my eyes. You can see I always have an issue with dark circles, so I'm just using the brush. I'm gonna apply it under as best I can, try to get rid of some of that darkness without making my eyes super white underneath. Look at that raccoon. Another thing that I do is I'll put it on the eyelid itself. It's kind of like my primer base. It also helps smooth things out and make sure that the color is even. Now this eye may be a little bit more than 10 minutes because it's for dancing, so I'm going to actually put lashes on, but you can use the same principle when you do it yourself, so that way you don't have lashes on. So you can see my lot less darkness under my eyes. It also helps the makeup stay on. Now what I like to use for my smoky eye is this MAC palette. It has it's called Burmese Beauty. It has Prized, Burmese Beauty, Skin Tone, and Showstopper. Not sure if they still offer this palette, but it's the one that I use. And if you notice, it has a black color on it, which is usually scary to most porcelain brunettes. We don't want to look like we got punched in the eye. So what I do is I start off with the brown color here, and I use the 224 SF brush, this one right here. And I just put it into the color, try to get as much as I can on the brush, and then I go from the side corner and I just push it through. Even if it gets on my eyelid, I'm really not caring at this point. I'll end up blending it through later. But as you can see, because it's such a dark brown, it does actually give the appearance of being black even though it isn't. So you can get away with, as a porcelain brunette, with using a dark brown to look like a black smoky eye without actually having to use black eye makeup. So again, I'm just working it in from the corner and over, from the corner and over. Because I'm going to be wearing this for dance, if you notice I keep applying a lot. Again, the more I pack in, the darker it's going to be for performance purposes. You don't have to go this dark. You can go to as comfortable as you are and then stop. So for my lid color, I'm going to use this goldy brown. I'm going to use the MAC 217 brush. It's normally white, but as you can see, it's already got color on it. Digging it in there, and I'm just going to sweep it across, even on top of the brown that I've already put in. So this is going to be my corner eyelid and rest of my eyelid color. And this also helps kind of cut off the darkness of the brown or black, if you choose to be so bold, that you're using. This helps make my eyes look a little bigger and maybe not so much like I got punched, which I know is a big fear for most of us with fair complexions. Now, if you're applying it and it's just not going together, or you think there's too much of a line, you can use any type of blending brush. This is not MAC, but I just like to use it as a big fluffy brush so you can go through and kind of work it together so there's not as much of a dividing line. The only issue for me for tonight is that that kind of takes away the darkness. So for every day or for an event, non-belly dance related event, this would be fine. But I'm going to go back and darken it in just for tonight. So I've darkened it in. That's not counting towards our time. I've darkened it in. And now I'm going to add the eyebrow color. I'm using the MAC 239 brush. And it's going to be this kind of vanilla looking color here in the corner. Now it's a matte, so I got to really dig the brush deep in there to get enough of it out. And all I'm doing is applying it right on the brow bone underneath of the eyebrow. Again, for at least for me, being a porcelain brunette, because I'm so fair and I have such dark hair, I need that highlight under the eyebrow to kind of break things up. and to give a little bit more warmth to the top of my eyebrow. I know some people will use white in this instance. I found that that's a little too harsh against the darkness of my eyebrows, but to each their own. So that's been, let's put underneath there as much as I can get to stick. Now what I'm going to do, because it's for performance, is I'm going to fill in my eyebrows. The severity in which I fill them in is because it's a performance. You don't have to go this dark. You can go a little lighter if you please. I use a shadow. I use MAC Embark Matte because I have a little bit of red in my hair. It's kind of a brownish red. And I also use the MAC 266 SE, which I know is also used for eyeliner, but it helps me get a nice clean shape. So I'll pick the corner and work it through. Again, this is much darker than you might be using for just a night out. But for me, for performance, if you're going to be on a stage from far away, I want this to be really dark and to show up. So, and what if you say, well, I don't have a really nice shape to my eyebrow, what do I do? Just kind of use the shadow to fill in anywhere that you might want to. You don't have to do the whole eyebrow. You don't have to do it with dark, but it really does, when you have a smoky eye, kind of wash out your eyebrows if they aren't very, very dark and thick. So there are my eyebrows. I'm going to skip the part where I put on the eyelashes for this, and I'll show you the next step after I put on the eyelashes. So it'd be like magic. The lashes are on. So the lashes are on. Magic. As you can see, I'm not doing a very good job of getting them right towards the lash line. So what I tend to do to sort of cheat and to blend them in is to use some liquid eyeliner. I'm just using this Avon Perfect Wear, I think it's called, black eyeliner. Just shake it and put it right over the line. I'm not perfect with the black liner. The lashes kind of make that a little easier. I tend to put it on the bottom. I'm not a waterline kind of person. I always kind of freak out for that. So I put it just underneath to kind of balance things out so it's not only on the top of my eye and not anywhere else. And cross, kind of blending. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect, especially for dance, since it's blending in with the lashes. If I was doing this for every day, I'd probably use a pencil just so I could smudge it in case I messed it up. So that's another option. As you can see, it makes it look a lot darker. If you decided to use a pencil or something lighter, there's another step to the eye that you can try. That black color that I told you about, you take the same brush, contour brush that you used for the dark brown color, work it into the black, and just put it in this corner, kind of diagonal to the middle of your eye from the edge of your nose, and put it here to give that effect that you have black on your eye. You can also take this and put it on top of the brown that you've put on to make it look like you have a black smoky eye. Putting it on top of another color changes the deposition, so you have a color on top of a color, and it mutes the black a little bit, so you're not putting all black on your eye. If this is the first time that you're using a black eyeshadow, you may be a little bit hesitant, or you don't want something that dramatic, so the black gives you the smoky look without going crazy with the drama on your eyes. So because I'm wearing lashes, not wearing a fantastic mascara, is just this Wet n Wild Mega Length. Get it at Five Below, get it at the drugstore. I'll be doing a review later at another video, so with the other types of mascaras and which ones work well with fake lashes, which ones work well on their own, those types of things. But it's just to give the blending, and so it looks, you know, yes, I have lashes on the bottom, and to help blend my own lashes in with the fake lashes. So there you have it. Smoky eye in 10 minutes or less. What I normally do afterwards is use the Studio Fix MAC. It's NW20. It's a great powder that sets like a foundation, so you don't have to worry about wearing anything really heavy. Just kind of spread it around. I also will go over underneath again, trying not to smear. If you do make a mess, you feel like you have just too much color or too much darkness on your face, use the concealer or use the powder to kind of even it out. Or you can take a makeup wipe and just simply remove it. Remove from under here and make whatever line you want, and then just fill it back in. Just go back over it with your concealer of choice like you did at the beginning. It also helps if you use makeup remover, if you have gotten some of the eyeshadow down on your cheek or in other areas, just kind of, you know, makes it look a little bit prettier. And as the finishing touch for my face, I use another MAC product. It's called Dolly Mix. It's one of my favorite blushes, and I use their 129 SE blush brush. We work it around, make the fish face, cheek. Again, since it's for performance, I'm doing a little bit more. Another thing that I sometimes do is kind of do a little bit in the middle of my forehead and a little bit on the chin, just to kind of, again, even out the color. If you decide to use something that's more of a bronze, that's another good thing to do, so it doesn't look like you're just pale everywhere except for on your cheeks. So I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. If you have any comments or questions, please feel free to leave them below, and I hope you tune in for the next episode. Have a good day. Bye!